Alright. I still don't know how my debt got that out of control last game, though. That was pretty crazy, because I had the solar panels down. I know they weren't completely covering my power costs for a little while. It's just, if you let debt go even a little bit these days, it'll kill you. And I know that contributed pretty heavily as well. Well. Alright, that was last game. This is this game. Let's see what we've got. There are some decent spots available. We'll probably try and pick up the really good scientific spot if we can. There are a few spots that are usable though, so I'm not overly concerned about it as long as we can get something done.
What an excellent
That'll work.
location for a lab. Well done on finding it. Now then, the day is ticking, and there is much research to be done.
Alright, there we go. We're reasonably well set up at this point. We'll just kind of wait, see what Asimov's up to. Herbert's over there. Okay, those guys, we'll go ahead and sell out of aluminum. Those guys planted right next to a lot of it, so we don't want to hold on to it for too long. And we have somebody going for the power play, it looks like, so that's interesting. We might just need to hop into power a bit faster this game. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Steel's rolling in, which is nice. I'll take it. We've got aluminum coming in slowly but surely. We're off to a much better start this game, but we do have to worry about power and the fact that we've got, you know, a significant amount of debt. Because if anybody's going to be targeted down, it's going to be us. So, I probably shouldn't have upgraded already, because I kind of want to take some water tiles in particular. I could take these water tiles up here, actually, and use them very well. I could even just do something like this and not worry too much about wasted adjacency bonuses. That way I can swap around if I absolutely need to. And then we'll just buy into plenty of glass in order to get these farms down, I think. See, that's a water pump going down probably right there, which is fine. I don't know why I'm selling steel to try and build farms. Like I said, I'm gone, guys. It's just the reality of the situation. Magnetic storm would be okay. Mostly, I'm kind of worried about the magnetic storm hitting us is the problem, but unfortunately, I still have to bid on it. This is the reality of being a scientific player when these auctions pop up. And it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Alright, 7,000. I managed to secure it for 7,000, so that's not going to completely kill me just yet. Another nice thing about going into farms, as opposed to something like reactors, and even not going super heavily into the steel mills, is the idea that I'm not going to have as much power consumption going on. So it's going to keep that power price just a bit lower. On top of that, there are two scavengers in the game. And so if we think about it, they could have mines up, like this one, costing, I believe it's 0.1 power for a mine. Yeah, 0.1 power for a mine. And then steel mills on top of it costing 0.3 power apiece. So realistically, honestly, when you consider that their power consumption is not as high as that of an expansive player or a scientific player or a robotic player, this play is not going to work out as well as it usually would for Clark. We can see power's only at $50. It's not up at like 80. Which it could be right now, potentially, you know, it could be. And so it's, you know, we're more or less in an okay spot, all things considered. Let's go ahead and grab a goon squad, and we'll drop it there, I suppose. That'll work okay. And now we're just kind of waiting on that steel and aluminum to come on in. Clark's trying to make a move into steel, which is fine. Power's still at like $42 a piece, or $42 right now. It's really not too threatening. We're going to have to be careful with our debt, but with any luck we'll be alright. We can sell down a little food and start looking for that upgrade before too terribly long. I wish I could buy extra claims. I always wish I could buy extra claims and I can't though, so that shouldn't be any real surprise. Let's go ahead and hit the upgrade.
We'll have more facilities open in no time.
We could get down glass production, and that might not be a bad idea. Just going ahead and being like, I know we've got the silicon, but let's get down glass anyway, that type of situation. Another option, though. Another option is to do something weird. This game, since this game is already weird enough, as is, we can potentially try and get to like a patent office
The black market
and a
is
couple
online.
of solar panels. So like solar panels there and there. Grab another goon squad. I know I wanted an adrenaline boost on my food, but this might be more important. I'm kind of wanting to head to a patent office and go for slant drilling. I think it could be funny. I think it could work too. It's more important, I guess. Alright, got a mutiny going on. Well, let's see what we can do about that. We could have also gotten into a bit more steel production, I suppose. That would have been a good idea, probably. Well, we got it. That's a little weird. I guess we'll grab this. It's right here. It's straightforward. It's boosted for us, so why not, you know? And let's see. I'm going to need a lot of chemicals bought up in order to get this started, and then I'll need to start worrying about buying glass. I probably should have gone into a bit more steel instead of completely into power. Power just felt safer because my debt's already a little crazy, which bothers me a bit, but what can you do about it? I think I'm just going to have to hold off on this next expansion. This is what I get for having to go. Well, I didn't have to go for the mutiny, but the mutiny I got for cheap. So I don't know, maybe it was a decent idea. Let's grab slant drilling. Now we need to start paying down debt a bit before we look at expanding, I think. I guess we can buy into the glass first, since that's just going to keep going up in price for the time being. Well, there's a little glass production down, but not a lot. I don't know, guys. It's a bit of an awkward situation. There's also food production down over here. It would be great to be able to interrupt that. So that's what we're going to do. See if we can make that work. Okay. Now, this aluminum's really not doing a lot for us, unfortunately. Thankfully, the power is helping out to pay down debt. I mean, 76 per tile isn't the worst thing ever. So I'll take it. We'll sell down aluminum since that popped up. I'm trying to just keep debt down a bit. I suppose... I mean, there's only 2 glass furnaces down. So we'll go ahead and buy the rest of the glass that we require. Okay, an auction from Clark. He wants a quick little surge of cash, apparently. Nobody wants to give him anything for it. That's fine, I suppose. Yeah, those are interesting now that people are kind of wise to that general idea of, well, I don't know if I want to give you money, actually. Just a detail. Just a thought there. You know, if we expand, that's another way to raise my bond price, actually. So maybe we just kind of push for that now. This mutiny did well for us, I think, in terms of making money. There we go.
Your new design for the colony layout is simply breathtaking. The other scientists will love the increase.
Let's see. I want to get another steel mill down. That would be fantastic. So let's make that happen. And then I wanted some glass production. And I think I wanted to put it... Maybe I even put it like right here. And I just redo some tiles later. I don't know. It's not great. But it's kind of workable, at least. Let's see. Those are going to cost me 4,000 a piece to drop. I can also... An advantage of putting it there is I can adrenaline boost everything quite easily if I want to. So why don't we go ahead and grab that adrenaline boost now. Be ready for when I've got these down. Just not worried too much about the adjacency bonuses. Alright, I got the patent office to do what I wanted it to. I don't know if I want to scrap it, though, because I might still want it later for something else. I could, at minimum, try and get to nanotech with it and make that work. And hope that I can head into chems later, things like that. I could head for carbon scrubbing if I'm wanting to make chems later, and I know that. That's a nice idea in a lot of ways. But I need to be buying up some of my own stock. I need to be paying down debt, if at all possible. Just small details like that. So we'll probably adrenaline boost this as soon as we've got a goon squad available. Let's see. These are still up, but not adrenaline boosted. This is chugging away, which is a concern. But not the end of the world. That needs O2. That's unfortunate. Always got to remember that those take a huge startup cost, getting glass furnaces running, especially separated from your base glass furnaces. Alright, there's that. There's that. Alright. With any luck, that sets us up okay to keep moving through. We'll go ahead and grab up carbon scrubbing basically the moment we can, and then after that we'll be looking for that expansion. Alright, there it is. More power getting dropped for other people. That's understandable. Solar flare going on right now. Clark's going to be making a terrifying amount of money, actually. That's going to be something to watch out for sure. At least we're making decent money on what we've got down. It's not great money, but it's decent money. The steel's still okay. The food's still fine. The glass is coming in nicely. I mean, I'll take it. Should start buying up some of our own stock, though, instead of pushing for an expansion. So we'll just do a little bit of that right now.
Colony
sell down some glass, try and make that work. As we can see, aluminum's also pushed up to $60 a piece right now. So, yeah. Oh, and a glass surplus hits. That hurts pretty bad. But, tell you what, we can go ahead and get out of this glass right now, I think, and move on into some fuel and oxygen production. Probably not the worst idea. Don't really care about that geotherm, thank you very much. Not going to actually buy any of my own stock right now. That surplus hurt, though. That surplus hurt quite badly. This guy was also into glass at that point. Sheesh. Power's down to $2. That got destroyed by the solar flare. Oh, geotherm for that cheap. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird that neither of the scavengers bid that up significantly. I would have expected, especially for Herbert, to push that a bit higher, given his current position. At least we got some of the oxygen back for making glass, so there's that. Now we're going to make sure we buy up, oh, say 180 glass. That should be a decent amount, I think. And now we'll just focus on selling what we've already got and buying up stock, I suppose. Once again, we're still in a position where we have the resources to expand, set up, and they're very expensive right now. So this is the kind of time when I think we're okay mostly selling what we've got in order to push into more things from the patent office. Like we've got carbon scrubbing, which could help out significantly later. Could, being the operative word there. And then we can do something like try and grab up nanotech with it for the future. And then we just keep buying into our own stock while these things stay expensive. Like steel wants to stay at $182. Steel can stay at $182. Not the end of the world. We should also be trying to get into the black market, but of course we have to pay down debt for that at this point. Because we've got that D debt rating, which is killing us. 20% interest rate. Man, that hurts. Also, this power situation is kind of bothering me just a little bit. The fact that power just jumped up in price that ridiculously high. We could adrenaline boost our solar panels. That might help out with the whole paying down debt thing. Let's see. Let's go ahead and grab an EMP just to have it for the future. Keep buying our stock just bit by bit by bit. I thought steel might come down 1 year. It hasn't really happened yet. Kind of awkward. Just the situation we're in, though. Let's see. These are all doing just fine. Aluminum's still up at $80 plus, which is why we're still not expanding. I'm just making sure we've got our stock secured. Now we've got to make sure we're paying down debt because we're in that D rating again. So those interest rates, those are killer these days. I am still not used to interest rates at all. But we'll just keep going. Not much to do about it besides just keep moving forward. I'm also trying, I really want to make better use of this patent office if I can, but I don't know of a good way to do that right now besides going into like superconductor, which is relatively cheap. How much debt do I honestly have to pay down right now to fix this rating? It's infuriating, that 30%. I can't be affording that this whole time. I need to pay it down. It's just insane, though, trying to pay all this down this whole time. I can't bid on that. What am I doing? I can't bid on that new claim. I love new claims. Can't bid on that new claim. Have to rely on other people to bid that up. It's fine. Oh, man. What a weird game. I'm just struggling with debt constantly these days. Maybe it's just pushback against this general idea that I used to found way too late every single time. I don't really know. But I really wish I could see when I was going to move from a C to a B rating. It would be nice. An adrenaline boost might not hurt. Solar flare, it's not daytime, but solar flare could be alright. We're headed to superconductor. Hopefully that all that will help out. Nukes going off everywhere, that's fine. Not really our problem. We do need to keep buying things in the stock market just in case. Alright, Asimov is the one who's really threatening people, so let's just hit him a little bit right now with an EMP. Food's doing well for us, which is fantastic. Everybody else, it looks like, is out of food, so we'll be watching for more food to come down. It's a couple engineering labs. Alright. That's these during a solar flare. We've got to do something about that. There we go. That should help out just a little bit. And the patent office. We got superconductor done. So that'll help out. As we can see, these should be paying down massive amounts of debt, even just the two of them right now. So that's really, really good. Steel still never came down. I may just have to go ahead and take the expansion before long here, because I'm running out of stuff to spend money on. Let's see. Teleportation might not hurt. Could be quite useful, actually. So we'll go ahead and grab that, I suppose, before we scrap out of the patent office. And now we're just looking for that upgrade, honestly. Like, we've been successfully spending our money and doing things with it. So now we just really need that upgrade and to keep paying down debt, but the upgrade will help too. There it is. Finally got it done. Alright. Don't really want to sell out of that glass. We kind of had that set aside just in case we wanted an Offworld later. I guess I should have... Yeah, Offworld prices are actually really, really strong. So if we can get to an Offworld, that would be great. Let's grab an adrenaline boost and hit our food. That should be quite helpful. And then I'm looking for... I'm thinking chem production is looking really strong. So maybe 3 chem labs down. Something like that. Maybe 4 chem labs down. Maybe we can push to 4 and that would be okay. As we can see, power's completely dead once again. Let's go to that 4th chem lab. Excuse me, that should be alright. And then one last claim we wanted an engineering lab with. We'd love to push to another engineering lab after we're done with this patent office, which should be before long, realistically. We might pick up cold fusion before we scrap it completely, though. Cold fusion could be really, really strong. Now, we're way behind on engineering lab upgrades, so let's see what everybody else has upgraded. That's Kim's there. Let's see. Nothing yet. I don't think he's quite managed to get anything done. His food's not upgraded at all. So let's focus on upgrading food first. Because I'm not seeing significant food upgrades going on right now. Even here, nope, no food upgrades. So that's alright. Let's do what we can to... Oh man, Clark's halfway to getting a buy on us. That's not good. We're going to need to pay down more debt before long, but we got to make sure we're using all of our stuff, and then we can focus on doing things like paying down debt. So let's get a couple of those queued up. And let's pay down some debt before long. Okay, we've got cold fusion rolling in now. Let's just pay down a bunch of debt, make sure we're okay. We don't need that cash for the time being. That'll help fix our bond situation, and we'll stop getting so much interest is the basic idea. So with any luck, we'll be okay. Alright, that's food production, that's food production. Oh wow, that's actually seriously upgraded food production. I didn't even see that was going on, because it was separate from his base, and I just didn't spot it. We do have these magnetic storms. I'm going to blow one now because I saw one food truck going. We'll watch for more food before long here. And I would love to get that Offworld down, actually, before long. That Offworld could make us a lot of money. How are these doing? Can I tell? Oh, okay, there we go. Right there. There you go. Now, Clark's halfway to buying us, which is a bit of a concern, and I'm not really sure what to do about it at this point. With any luck, he'll go for a buy on somebody else first, I guess, is what we can hope for. Keep upgrading that food production, I suppose. I talked about an Offworld. I still would like one. I'm not sure what to get rid of to put it down. Perhaps some of this chem production. The danger here is it makes me kind of targeted for a buy in some ways. Like, people might want to just buy me because I did that. Where are you getting all your money from, Clark? Is it just electronics? I feel like it's probably just electronics. I really wish I had more ways to defend myself right now, but I don't know how at this point. I don't know how to defend myself, and this is the part of the game that I find infuriating, is what can I do in this situation? What can I actually do? And there's not a lot. The only thing I can really do is get aggressive with the black market, and I've been doing that to try and make some money. But it just hasn't ever done enough. And now I can kind of pay down $60,000 or $70,000 of debt, I suppose. But it's never going to do enough at this point, is what it feels like to me. Let's make sure this is still going. We could upgrade glass and move into that, I suppose. Doesn't look like anybody else is in glass right now. The food's going to be coming down soon. With any luck, that'll pan out. Let's see, we can scrap this here and go into another engineering lab, I suppose. Let's get that oxygen shipping out. And that could all help. It's like little bits and pieces that we can kind of work on. Oh, there's glass here that I didn't even see. That just cost me $30,000. Ridiculous. Anyway, we're probably out of it, though. We're probably just completely dead. Let's just drop glass right here. Shoot. It's like silicon's nothing. Why am I worrying about dropping glass in the right spot? Crazy. In any case, though, I don't think we can ever push to enough to get a full buy, and unfortunately, that's kind of what you have to do to defend yourself in this situation. This is my big issue with the entire game, and has been since it released. This basic idea of, when you get to this point, it just feels like a bit of a silly race. And I don't think it should be a silly race at this point, but it is. Like, there's no arguing that that's how it stands right now. Let's see, I could get rid of this aluminum tile, I suppose, and throw down maybe some power. But none of this really fixes the overall problem I've got going on. Okay. He's moving into more glass production, which I guess is fine. We've already got a lot of glass down. Oh, what do I want to do with all these? I could increase his power consumption. I don't see that helping a lot. I could just grab another EMP and be ready with it. And let's see, oxygen's still shipping. Oxygen's not what should be shipping next. It should be food. Let's get that queued up. Thank you. And we'll just cancel the oxygen once it's launched. There it goes. Okay. Wow, Clark wasn't even the first one to push to a buy. That's terrifying, because now it means we basically would have to buy Clark. Next is what we'd have to do. Let's go ahead and hit the EMP there. I thought it extended out to these two, but maybe I'm just crazy. I'm probably just crazy, and that's fine. Let's finish that glass upgrade. Maybe get an oxygen upgrade going as well. So we need $600,000. He needs nowhere near that amount. So we'll see what happens. We do have this Offworld going, which is making decent money. We'll go ahead and queue up another food send. That should be okay. Thankfully, the oxygen and fuel is making decent money. We're heavily invested into a lot of different things, in like the patent from the patent office, the engineering lab, all kinds of small things like that. So maybe we pull it off, but I'm not finding it likely. I am going to go ahead and do this. That was expensive, but I think it'll make enough that it will have been worthwhile. If we get this Offworld launch done, then maybe we're okay. I might even need to cancel it and get that cash back and just go for the buy. But we'll have to see. Basically, he has the option of paying down debt, potentially, and if he had done that, then canceling would have been wrong. But he didn't do that. And his glass stopped making him money at that point. His steel wasn't making him good money at that point. As we can see, we're going to turn off all of his steel mills, because forget those. Maybe just go into some basic water production. All this glass should be, yeah. The glass is all free in terms of silicon, but we still have way too much of it down. So let's go ahead and scrap out of a fair amount of it. Oh, we have slant drilling. You know what? We're just going to do one of these. There we go. That'll help out for the moment. Maybe put some food down there. Let's get more upgrades going if we can, and maybe try and get an Offworld constructed. Electronics are also super expensive, so let's do some of that there. We already have carbon scrubbing. Let's go ahead and... no, let's not upgrade iron. That would be... let's go for the long-term upgrades in food and oxygen. There we go. See if we can get... let's see. Where would I put in Offworld is the question, if I decided to construct another one. I also should be taking more of a look at Asimov right now. Let's see, let's go ahead and just do one of those. Should help out a bit. So we need about $1 million to take him down. We are on way more cash than he is right now. I think I'd still love an Offworld in a lot of ways. We got hit by an overload. Don't really care. We're fine with all of our buildings as they are right now. Let's make sure this Offworld is actually launching fuel for this time. We're going to launch all these individually at this point. Oh, we still have glass down over here. Let's get rid of that. Now, why don't we just do one of those? And then some of that. That could work out okay. So, basically, we survived just long enough with our investments that it looks like we have it. Just long enough. Just barely. It was really pushing it. When you're staring at a 90% plus buyout, it was cutting it way too close. But the investments paid off at the end. Make sure we've got all those upgrading. 2 Offworlds should be plenty. Let's go ahead and send another round of fuel, and then maybe we'll prep a round of oxygen. Should be okay. Still getting hit by overloads. Don't really care all that much. We have almost enough power already just to cover that without a concern. So, okay, yeah, we do have enough power. Once our where's our? Oh yeah, we have a solar panel here, and then we have this geothermal here. So we're kind of okay. Our power is fluctuating so heavily right now. Why did some of our stuff turn on? Well, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. Look, it's fine. We have a lot of power coming in, is my basic point. Oh, look, and a solar flare. I'll take it. But the overload's not really going to slow us down at this point in the game. They would have needed to be used earlier. They could have done a lot of damage to us earlier. Like, if Urant had really been pushing for the buy on us, then maybe some more overloads on our steel might have been a better option. But he just never quite... He was just never quite there. I'm really surprised we won that one. With how much debt we were in, with how much debt paying off we had to do. We almost let the interest rates kill us. I didn't even really use the set of tiles that I found it on so much, which is kind of awkward. Like, I really wanted that found spot, and then I decided to go and use the silicon plus water anyway. But as we can see, I mean, look. We sold a lot of steel that game, and we sold a fair amount of aluminum that game. That's why we held off on upgrades for so long. Because we were still making successful investments at that point, right? They just weren't the straightforward upgrade investment, because those were expensive. Instead, we kind of snuck into that patent office and then just ran with that instead while steel stayed expensive and aluminum stayed expensive. When those resources are cheap, it makes a lot more sense to really push for those upgrades because they're cheap compared to the amount of power that's in them. They raise your stock price and they give you more claims, right? And that's the whole point. And then they just cost a little bit of extra life support. But when they're expensive, I don't know. I feel like we made the right general play. Overall, we could have made it stronger. Like, it could have been done better, probably. Maybe only going into 2 farms would have been the better idea, going into that 3 steel. But